I can't
Well,
quite figure
I
that
can
part.
speak to that. I can speak to
Yeah,
that. I mean,
please.
in his mind, and he's probably had discussions with his son over the years. Plus, there's the part of you that, I mean, they said the mom isn't even involved. So you want to provide your child with the best of everything. And part of that
Mhm.
is you want the child to have that maternal experience that he's owed. So dad probably dated with that in mind, lived with that in mind. He has created the entire world for what will be best for his son. Like, I'm
Hmm.
willing to bet, just from how the story was told,
Mhm.
he never put
Okay.
himself first in any of their relationship. It was his son. That was his whole world. So he's
Hmm.
wanting to give his son something that he believes his son truly deserves. And his son is what, 15? So that means this is a
Right.
long time coming. So he has built up all this. It's almost like flip it around. And the example I would use for a lady might be, you've been dreaming of when you're going to be married and what it's going to look like and what it's going to feel like and what it's going to be like and all those things. So when it starts to come together, it don't look like it did in your head. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
because reality
Mhm.
doesn't work with your imagination. So
Right.
he thought they were getting along because his plan was working. When
Ah.
he got closer to it, it was, it's not that my plan is working, is that they're just settling for something. So my son still isn't getting the mom that I thought he was going to get. My wife still isn't getting the child that she thought she was going to get. My family is still not the cohesive thing that I thought we were all going to get. And this hits him like a train because he's not part of this process, right? He's outside in. So everything is in the moment for him.
Mm.
In that moment, all that stuff failed. Like, that's how, I mean, at least me as a dude, that's how I would have
Mhm.
received it in the moment. Everything I thought was going
Mhm.
well, I actually failed. So he has to be able to break that down and come into reality so that he can see where it's headed. But in the moment, y'all hear me say this all the time, in the moment, you have to process things. And I
Mhm.
think that his reaction is normal for what you would do in the moment. But give him some time and he'll realize,
Hope.
yo, this is a win. you
Mhm.
know? But
Mhm.
I don't know. That's my take. Of course, that's me putting me
Thank you.
in the story and all of that. So
It works. It
It
works.
always helps.
I we always look at, if I'm putting myself in it, me and all my children have a great relationship now. Didn't always, not even close. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, will sit there and tell you, she wrote it on Facebook. There were many a times I pushed him away from me. Many a times I pushed him away from me, and he wouldn't leave. Now, one thing for sure is probably because I really thought that they needed a father figure, not a father, and I wanted to be in their life. Now, the other part may be
and
because I
you
was hard headed as hell, and I wasn't gonna let no damn little snot nosed kid push me out of nowhere.
and
So,
you only had 6 to 12 months to make it work.
yeah.
Really. You
Oh yeah, you're right. I only had six. I only had 6 months to a year. After that, oh
you
well.
had to
No, but
get
I
their
think
love
that's
pretty
that's
quick.
a beautiful point. It's, I
Mhm.
think people oftentimes, we accept how complicated our own lives are, but we expect everyone else's to just make sense. And that's, it's irrational, right? You are taking multiple people with multiple viewpoints on life, their own individual lived experiences, each of them harboring their own ideals. And it took the new person, which is usually what it takes, it's the step parent, that comes into the scenario and they get a chance to get the lay of the land. They try this, that don't work. They try that, this don't work. And then they become that person who is building bridges. And that's what this person did. She found a way to say, okay, dad wants me to just be wife and mom. I can be wife, but he doesn't want me to be mom. But I want to be
You think
whatever
she
it is.
should have gone back
he
and
needs.
talked to her husband?
I don't think so. And because it's like, if this was like a buying decision, yeah, you know, hey, I went and negotiated this deal with Costco, and gonna have us locked into a 2-year deal. Yeah, go have that conversation with your husband. But this is, I'm building a relationship with my stepson. So there's not, at least in my brain, there's not set checkpoints, right? If you go back and start reporting back, once again, I'm putting myself in it. If my wife starts reporting back to me on her progress, I start building systems in my head for like where we should be, where do I need to involve myself to help her along with what she's trying to do, and she don't need that. The son doesn't need that. They need it to be natural and flow, so that it's almost like, this is a really bad analogy, but it's like if you've ever interacted with a dog or something that came out of an abusive situation, you can't just run up to it and hug it. You know what I'm saying? You just you sit in the room and you live your life, but you stay calm and inviting, and you don't ask it to come over. You don't do none of that. You just make yourself available, and then they will find when it's safe to approach, knowing that when they do this, the first time they approach is going to be skittish, and they may actually like lash out randomly all of a sudden, or go run and hide for no apparent reason, because they're trying to get over fear and expectation. No difference with a kid, you know, because it's all emotional. That's where I can say that you can draw the parallel between dog and kid, because it's an emotional thing. It's not a logical thing, you know. And so yeah, I think that she was right not to. I mean, maybe and I'm sure in regular passing conversation, she brings up, you know, today, you know, Johnny and I watched a movie and it was so nice. That might come up, but not. So I sat on the couch and I picked a movie that I thought he might kind of be interested in. And then he came and he looked real scared as he walked in the room, but I didn't make eye contact.
No, I just meant after the talk. After the initial talk of, I don't need a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I would never have even brought that up. Like, never. Like, if I was me, like I was her, never would that have come up. Because one of the parts of becoming that step parent is I'm building trust. So if he's doing something that's problematic, I got to bring it to the parent. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a parent yet. So I got to bring it to the parent. But as far as building trust,
watching a movie,
you want to break trust with a kid, run tell the other parent every little thing that they bring to you.
Trust me.
Like in my family, I'm the fixer, right? My kids come to me to fix it. They know I am not good at slowing down to feel. So when they want feeling, they told me flat out. My teenagers told me flat out, okay, I need compassion right now, so I'm gonna go talk to mom. We got roles to play.
Cheers to her. Yep.
She was honest.
Yeah.
That's what I tell them to do. Don't ever lie to me.
That's it.